On November 23, 2004, Blizzard Entertainment released their MMORPG, World of Warcraft, based off their Warcraft franchise. Since that date, 4 expansions have been released for the game, and the MMO currently has 7.8 million subscribers, making it the most popular MMORPG. These subscribers range from all parts of the world, from the United States all the way to Australia. I am one of the 7.8 million, having been playing since the game was released when I was only 8 years old. The MMO holds a very special place in my heart, having greatly impacted my life. I sometimes see myself as my character on the game, who is known as Twilight Fang. This story is about her life, adventures, and interactions within the Warcraft universe. A gentle breeze rustles the dangling willows of the Jade Forest, chilling the air just enough that I draw my brown scarf closer to my face. It is midday here. The sun is slowly setting, darkening the sky. I'm traveling along a crudely made stone path, scanning the area ahead of me as I continue uphill. Ever since my people, known as the Draenei, or Exiled Ones, crash-landed on this mystical planet known as Azeroth, I found that I preferred to live a wanderer's life and strayed away from my people. When I came of age, I underwent shamanistic training under the guidance of Farseer Nobundo, the first Draenei shaman, and became a master of the 4 elements. I always feared the prospect of losing a battle, not being good enough. But nevertheless, I decided to travel from town to town in order to help any citizen in need and further my combat skills. All I truly want is to make some kind of positive difference. Maybe it gives me a sense of purpose. Walking towards the town of Dawn's Blossom feels like yet another episode in my nomadic life. I originally believed in the rumors of troubles near the settlement, yet it looks so beautiful that I'm beginning to doubt the existence of conflict here. I take a small break at a crossroad and ingest the scenery around me. The entire area has a vibrant green hue to it, and various trees flank the path. However, a darkened wood just to the right is emitting a foreboding vibe, and seems to be engulfed in thick strands of glittering white silk. Gazing intently into this ominous forest, a flash of 6 blue dots stare at me from one of the trees. They seem to blink once, and after some loud rustling, they disappear. More movement erupts throughout the entire forest, and now feeling disturbed, I walk away. My hoofsteps become light but quick. Oh, at last, I see lights and a colorful Asian-style wall. Oh, this must be Dawn's Blossom. As I enter the town, I feel taken aback by how extraordinary it looks. Pandaren are all over, chatting and laughing as they guzzle their brew. Little shops litter the entire town, selling all kinds of food and trinkets. A beautiful, translucent pond contains a statue of a Pandaren emperor, floating in the middle. Higher tiers in the back of the town include larger, more stylish buildings that loom over the rest of the settlement. I remove my axes from my belt and simply sit on the ground in exhaustion. My view includes the Temple of the Jade Serpent and the Jade Serpent statue. It is absolutely breathtaking, and for a brief time, I feel true tranquility within myself. I reflect over my current situation. I come from a race of people who are tens of thousands of years old. Myself being a young adult, and only a couple thousand years old. It would be nice one day to return to my people's capital of the Exodar and recount my tales to Nabundo, who I hope will be proud of the encounters I have had. Maybe I could share with him my observations of these exuberant Pandaren before me today. Excuse me? An old Pandaren hobbles towards me from a bench to my left, his body weight being supported by a broken tree branch. He looks like a grizzled veteran. The battle scars on his hardened face are covered by a long white beard. I pause my thoughts and stand up to face him, finding that he's quite taller than I, and my eyes just barely reach his snout. You look pretty powerful. Mind helping my old self? I'm Sue the Iron Belly, known for my famous belly barrage. Sure, I reply, feeling a bit intimidated by this panda's appearance. What do you need? Seeing as you're probably some sort of wary traveler looking for an adventure, you can probably handle the spider problem we have to the southwest. Pointing towards the wood I passed on the way here, he clearly meant the silk glittering in the dim light. They're getting more and more aggressive. I'd go, but I have to defend my noodle shop. Could you go kill them? I'll pay you. And maybe you could hear a bit about my heroic deeds as a connoisseur. I nod, collect my axes, and hand him my scarf before beginning my trek back. I feel a bit annoyed at having to leave already, but I'm addicted to helping and would sure like to get some coin out of it. I approach the wood, the evil vibe from earlier seeming to emanate even stronger. As I unsheath my axes, I enter, preparing myself for an attacking spider. Thicker strands of silk overwhelm me, and one of my hooves gets caught in one. After some time wandering aimlessly in this abyss, I hear a hissing sound. Must be a spider. The bony beast falls from a tree near me, with its fangs open and ready to bite. I charge forward, striking the creature with my Storm Strike ability. And with just 2 hits, the spider draws its spiky legs together and dies. Incredibly weak. Some of its bright green blood has sprayed onto my gloves, which I quickly wipe off before proceeding. I begin to realize that I must be in the heart of the Silkwood. Due to the appearance of many eggs and cocoons, there is almost no light in this area of the wood, and the silk is just plastered on most, if not all, of the trees. Yet, there seems to be no spiders. Very odd. I stop, observing my surroundings a bit, as I see 12, at least 24 different blue dots. I have almost no time to react, as 4 large silkwood spiders attack. Their slimy legs grasp my body, as their fangs try to bite through my armor. I manage to get off Lightning's shield, which burns into the spiders, causing one to fall off. With that bit of freedom, I managed to push off one other spider with my axe, using my lava lash attack to scorch the arachnid. The other 2 are still trying to bite through my chainmail chestplate, the sturdiness of it saving me from venomous bites. Now having more than enough freedom, I violently shake the 2 spiders off, as the remaining 2 rear up to attack once more. I clutch my axes and attack all 4 at once. I quickly channel the air, fire, water, and earth elements in order to use elemental blast, and then slice them with the rest of my strength. At the end of the onslaught, all 4 spiders lie lacerated on the grass before me, their blood staining it a vibrant green. I am absolutely exhausted. The few patches of my exposed skin are covered in cuts, and one of my horns even has a notch in it. While I tend to my wounds, I hear a snap, and a colossal figure lands in front of me. A massive spider, probably the broodmother, stands before me, baring its fangs. I panic. I'm in no position to take on this creature. I cross my axes in front of me in order to briefly protect myself from this gigantic spider's attack. It leaps at me, and I realize that I'm too weak to fend it off. I drop my axes as one of its spiky legs stabs my stomach, and I fly backwards. Slumping on the ground and clutching my stomach, I realize she has injected poison into me. I really don't want this to be the end, especially dying to a spider. It was only 8 years ago since I landed on this planet. Only a few years since I've even been an active shaman. What of my alliance? The Draenei? I can't die alone. I'm not ready. My thoughts are jumbled and frantic as the broodmother looms towards me, now just a defenseless piece of prey. Seeing my sky blue blood seep from my chest wound sparks an idea. I learned a technique in my training, an apparent life-saving spell that I've only used a few times in my life. As quick as I can, I inscribe a symbol using my blood on the grass. Just as the spider prepares to drive its fangs into me, 2 iridescent wolves appear at my side and pounce on the broodmother. They tear off bits of her exoskeleton, each of their bites slowly healing my broken body. The spider is completely taken aback and tries, with no avail, to shake off my spirit wolves. Their regenerative bites give me just enough strength to rise to my hooves and retrieve my axes. I cut off her legs in a couple swings and slice through her abdomen. The broodmother collapses, exhausted and on the brink of death. I stab one axe through her head and cut some of it off to prove to Zoo my success. My wolves, having fulfilled their purpose, fade away into the bloody scene around me. Relief floods over me. I decide to quickly make my escape before more spiders appear. The broodmother's death should cause the rest to weaken and hopefully eventually die. I feel transported by the air spirits themselves as I spirit walk back to Dawn's Blossom, my vitality having fully returned. Through the shine of the moon and the occasional road lanterns, Dawn's Blossom finally comes into view. And, to my surprise, Sue was waiting. "Oh, wow! You actually killed that thing?" he exclaims, gaping at the broodmother's head. He takes it from me, and in return hands me 19 gold coins, a decent enough pay. I guess I'll burn this useless thing and probably go to bed. Do you want to stay a night at the tavern? I can get you a room. Heroines like you deserve some sort of rest. I'll be alright. I should be getting back on the road. Thanks, though. I figure I can get rest at the next town I find, despite being unsure of where I am to go next. Waving goodbye to Zoo, I find a road which exits out the eastern side of Dawn's Blossom. The sign reads, "The Arboretum, this way." Determination guiding my hoofsteps, my axes are strapped to my belt, and my scarf is adorning my neck. I set off, once again.